Good morning. My name is Adam Kahn, and this is my half-assed channel. Welcome. I'll start with the usual disclaimer. I'm not a financial planner, not a lawyer, and I'm not an accountant. Please reach out to your financial planner, your lawyer, your accountant for any financial decisions you make, and use the information on this channel for entertainment purposes only. So that being said, today I want to talk a little about real estate. I was having a discussion with somebody on one of their channels. It's my natural position to tend to want to argue or take the opposite side. But here, how about we do this for a little instead? I'm guessing you like the view of the walk more than me. So, I have a feeling the market's going to go right back up, and a lot of people might get left out. And what I'm seeing is, just like the stock market, there's enough panic out there. The Fed scared people enough, and the economy is not that bad. People are working, people have jobs there. They're stretched because the inflation hurts, just like everybody, myself included. But so be it, you adjust. Fortunately, the unemployment hasn't gotten out of control, and we're not in some huge recession like they're predicting. I understand the numbers could be scary and things could change, but over the past 80 years, making the bet of we're going to have a huge recession, it's a really tough bet, and you're usually wrong. So housing's had a nice pullback, so is the stock market, and people are scared. And what are you supposed to do when people are scared? You're supposed to take the other side of it. May not make sense, may still seem expensive, so on and so forth. But if the scared money is selling, that means prices are too cheap, whether it makes sense or not. That is just how markets work. When you have more sellers than buyers, prices are going to be deflated. And when you have more buyers than sellers, like we did 2 years ago, prices will be inflated. So that's kind of where we stand. And let me take some of the arguments they're making. Interest rates are going to keep going higher, and you're going to see mortgage rates go up. Well, let me tell you something. If mortgage rates continue to go up, it's because our economy is doing really well and it can handle it. So more of a reason to hurry up and get in while the rates are still where they are than to worry about waiting because interest rates are going to go up. Got to tell you, if that's accurate and that's somebody's thought process, then prices will go up as well. The Fed is not trying to destroy the market. They're trying to tame inflation, and they're trying to pay attention to the unemployment. If inflation gets in check and unemployment is a little bit higher but not out of control, that's what they'll want, and they'll be thrilled. And maybe what you'd see is them able to hold rates where they are, possibly even the next 2 quarter raises they're talking about. And if it holds and the economy does okay, maybe you see the 10-year and the 30-year start to flatten out and possibly even go up like they used to have the normal curve and not be so inverted like they are now. I mean, I understand the inversion is a prediction of the future in terms of the bond market traders. Good morning. And their thoughts of what they see further out. And the institutions, and they're all very bright. But if and when the economy doesn't collapse, they'll see the same thing. You're not going to want to lend for 2 years at a higher rate than you'd receive for 10 or 20 or 30. So in time, that'll just naturally play itself out the proper way. Now let's take the other scenario. Those who are banking on lower rates helping the housing prices go higher, well, it's kind of that would concern me more. Lower rates mean bad economy, and that the Fed has to cut to help support the economy. And at least right now, that's not really what I see being a necessity. It's harder for me to see that we'll have lower rates. But if we do, it is going to be to catch the housing from falling and everything else. But then there'll just be more of an opportunity. But I sure wouldn't wait here, waiting for the panic, because panic doesn't come that often. And if it doesn't come this time, you're going to miss it. I picture more of a situation in 20, 30 years where houses are less affordable to people. On my perspective, the inventory, look at how pretty that is. Sorry, this is why I go on my walks. Sorry, can't help myself. So the inventory issue is here, we'll do this again. Nobody wants to watch me. The inventory issue is a real issue. There's a lack of inventory and there is demand. Well, the economy and the Fed is trying to slow down the demand, but there is still demand and people want houses. I picture a scenario where generational housing is more common, and you see mom and dad and their kids and grandkids living together like they do in other countries. I mean, we started later and we're unique, but maybe another 100, 200 years, we're not so unique because it's expensive to build housing. And in the cities, people want to be near the main areas. So there's a demand for that, and there's only so much space. And then prices tend to go up over long periods of time. And when you look at Asia and Europe and places that have been around longer, yeah, housing's more expensive. Families live together. I don't know. It's logical to me to think that's pretty standard for what might happen here. So, I don't know. All of you gloom and doomers, I think you're late. I think you missed the down move. And I think you're going to miss the up move that you're going to see over the next year or two. When things catch themselves and don't get that bad. I think the next 3 months are a huge opportunity where sellers are still making concessions and you can get some decent deals here in Vegas. I'd worry that by the summer, probably not going to see that anymore. So, I hope you enjoyed the commentary. Markets are closed today. When I looked, the S&Ps were off a little bit. Currencies hadn't moved a whole lot. They were down a tiny bit yesterday, but they seem to be flat by now when I looked before going on my walk. Sure, I'll check again later. So, enjoy your Monday. Like, subscribe, comment, ask questions. I'm happy to chat. Have a great day.